Greetings, wild ones. Welcome back to Emerald Endings. Thrilled to be at this glorious group once again. I am Bran, the GM, and when I am not here, I am covered in wax and oils, but I promise you it's solely for work.
I am Celtic Scribe. I am going to be playing, as usual, your lovable yet stern dwarvish wizard for this campaign.
Haro Chaotic playing Kiwi. When in doubt, yeet!
Needs to be on a t-shirt. I'm Thomas, also Nonstop GM. I will be playing Helena, the human sorcerer, and I'm just, I've got nothing either. I had something, but
I'm Velvet. I'll be playing Ursula Skilla, the bard. Don't be sorry, just be better, or bitter, preferably both.
I was trying to remember what you said about what your teacher told you to my boyfriend, and you just told me you just reminded me.
Just flashbacks to High School Musical theater. That's all our director would say to us. And when I say us, I mean me.
I always assumed you were doing that with your Kratos style. Don't be sorry, be better. All right. Last time when we left our amazing adventurers, they had ascended up the Wizard's Tower. With absolute record time, they went up against every test of their merits, and whether it was their true grit or just dumb luck, they made it through flawlessly. They had come to a point where the only thing available to them was to enter a vast void in a room that seemed to be out in the galaxy of stars. With little hesitation, each one of them jumped right in. Their senses went completely dark. Just the sensation of falling further and further into this darkness. I'm going to say this seems to go on for, you have no idea how long. Could be a couple moments. You could have always been in this. Time just seems to have bent around you. And then there's a slight shift in the stomach. You know that feeling when you're in an elevator and it has that bit of a lurch? You feel that. And suddenly you don't feel so much that you're falling anymore, but you seem to be rising up. And it seems to be picking up pace and going faster and faster and faster. And suddenly you can see just a speck of light in the distance. And it just seems to grow and grow and grow. And this is reverse tunnel vision. As you are suddenly thrust out of the darkness, landing relatively gracefully into a room. Before you have truly the ability to register where you are or what's happened, there seem to be various fireworks sort of just popping in front of you, a very celebratory little display greeting you.
Is it like full-on pyrotechnics or just like through a couple of pop rocks at our feet?
Much more towards pyrotechnics. I mean,
Okay.
It doesn't look like dangerous explosions at your face, but there, there's some value to it. It's not just someone throwing black cats from around the corner.
Okay.
Hey, oh, that was a risk, but I'm glad we took it. Look at this colorful display.
12 years. Who needs it?
Your eyes are almost currently just filled with the flashing of various colored fireworks. but you do hear that that strong voice that had been leading you through the time. And it just seems to come from around. You're not exactly sure where, but you just hear, "Well done, children. Well, well done indeed." As a small goblin comes from around the corner, dressed in fine robes, a glorious wizardly staff as he, makes his way your direction, his little clawed hands clapping very wildly. "It's always good to see students that really took the lessons into," and he pauses and looks at you. "I don't remember you being students."
We're part of the accelerated course.
Yes. Well, you look good in the hat. Welcome. Congratulations. You did it. You passed.
Yay!
Come, you must be exhausted and hungry and tired. And, well, I feel all of those things all the time. But rest assured, here we can fix everything. Come. Congratulations. He, kind of points out some places to seat and waves a hand. You can see some foods on a table. Not the delectable buffet that you were blessed with earlier, but, some biscuits and tea.
Kiwi runs over to the food.
All right. Yeah. He seems to nod. Of course. So, okay.
Oh, I just think Tholdrum's just kind of like looking around at all of like the oddities and tinctures he has in the room.
My goodness, this is a wizard's dream of a room. You find full tables of this alchemical devices at work, various potions being brewed. In one direction, you see stacks upon stacks of books. Some look, just ancient, but still pristine in its own right. There seems to be an odd garden on another side of the wall. Again, probably used for potions, you can only assume. Another couple odd devices, seemingly magical devices, kind of whirling and humming in different spots.
Tholdrum is obviously immediately taking out his journal and scribing as many things that he can see. He's like, yes, that'll be good for this. This will be good for that. Perfect.
Yeah. He kind of tilts his head looking at you. Didn't get enough studying, I see.
Oh, sorry. Pardon me. I didn't mean to be so rude. I'm just gathering as much information as I can while I'm here.
Oh, that is fantastic to hear. Go, touch things, play with things. It'll be fine.
Tholdrum just kind of like his eyes get glossy and like big as soon as he says that, and he just starts playing with the potions and like mixing things. I know what I'm doing. Trust me. It's all in a day's work. He kind of like tilts a green vial and like just like a big poof of red smoke comes out and he coughs a little. See? Harmless.
What kind of potion would you have been trying to make?
Something along the lines of like maybe like iron skin or something to make us to make our defenses stronger, or maybe make us like make one of us lighter or something like that, like easy on the feet or even float.
Give me a Arcana check.
Okay. 10.
The 10? You do make the equivalent of a stone skin potion.
Ooh.
The vial seems to bubble a bit and almost seems to just kind of scale over with almost a shimmering, like mica, kind of coating the edges. The
Ah, there we go. This seems accurate. I hope so.
I'm not
Yeah.
drinking that.
the goblin pads up your direction and kind of hooks over and looks and nods approvingly. And very done. Well done.
Is there any
So-
specifics about the potion that I need to know, or because I'm writing it down in my notes?
I'll get it to you. I'll give you the specifics of,
Cool. All right.
or maybe you'll have to find out firsthand.
Dang it.
I made a beeline for the shiniest
Like say,
thing in the room.
I ain't drinking it.
What is everyone else doing?
There's folks are saying the sound has gone out.
Mhm.
That is what chat is saying. Oh, so it might just be that chat person then.
Yeah, I hear it on my end. We're good.
Okay.
Well,
You're fine. What is
Proceed,
everyone
what-
else?
yeah.
What is everyone else doing?
All good.
I've made a beeline for the shiniest item in the room.
To the furthest wall for you. You do see a chest just overloaded with treasure seeming to pour out of it. You do see gems and just piles of gold just sitting there out in the open.
Any shiny magic items?
You can make an assumption. You can see some rings and necklaces poured into there as well.
Can I do an educated arcana assumption?
You certainly can.
Hey,
You
19.
do. Your eyes are just fixed on this one ring. It looks to be almost like maybe a barrel. It has barrel. Yeah, couldn't say that one. Just a vibrant green with this almost yellow cat's eye looking discoloration on the ring itself.
I will very confidently just stride up to it and try it on.
All right. You you definitely feel lighter on your feet. Maybe not even intentionally. You notice you're almost kind of bouncing from left to right. You just feel, 40 pounds lighter. Like you could really get some oomph to your jump or your speed.
Does it feel more like being in water than being on land with all this nasty gravity?
Yeah, I suppose it would be equivalent to. It would feel much more comfortable to your normal state of being.
All right, that's me. I'll just enjoy the feeling.
All right.
Helena, I guess, watching everyone run around
Yeah,
like
it was go
giddy
crazy.
school children, she actually keeps her focus on the goblin, and I guess trying to be kind of subtle about it. Steps forward and says, "Excuse me, headmaster. Do you? I apologize. I know my friend said we were students, but we actually aren't. We are just visitors. But I had something I would want to ask you about."
Yeah. Something's very more interested. And like you can tell that this sort of setup is, not his first time where students have come and ransacked the room. Yes, that would make sense why I didn't recognize any of you. Wow. I am all ears. He gives a playful tug at come. What brings you here?
Let's say I have a long-standing family problem that I would hope that you could have some insight into. And Helena will actually take off her glove to just give an insight to what's going on.
Okay. He reaches for her hand, and the sensation is. I'm giving that to you.
Oh, so, well, obviously, sorry. You can see, well, he would be able to see that the hand seems generally fine. It's just the index finger has almost decayed and almost looks like it's rotting off.
He's holding I assume that's a bit of a chill to the skin.
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah.
Oh, now that is glance of it. Have we been handling anything ancient or found in a temple? I don't want to scare you with the word cursed, but
Oh, I already feel like that is what this is.
Oh, good. I did not want to.
I was just hoping you had. Like I said, this is a family problem. It started long ago, and I know the cause, but I do not know the reason. And I was hoping there was a way to stop it, to slow it down, without necessarily dealing with the direct problem.
Would you be willing to tell me a bit more about this family situation?
Of course, if it's helpful, I
should imagine he pads his way to a chair and sort of flops in it so he can sit and give the full attention.
I'll just come out and say it. I have a lich in the family. And our family line is what he uses to keep his immortality, I guess, going, as it were. We are like his vessels of such.
He definitely has a concerned look. You see that big Mormon smile really seems to drop, and the brow furrowing. Who's close enough to be listening in on this?
Yeah, please, nobody be close enough to listen.
I guess it depends where the goblin was standing in relation to the treasure chest.
Was Lich number 3 on the words? You
Yeah, that's what I was like. I have a. It was 4. Yeah.
Who is definitely not paying attention.
You know what? Ursula wouldn't either.
She's
if she
trying to
notices.
do her.
Throldrum, are you still at the alchemy table?
Yeah, I think he's just like he's thoroughly distracted in everything that this grand wizard has to offer in his study.
All right, so we're gonna say ideally Fada may be the only one that has possibly picked up on something. His ears do the lower of of shame. Is it it's unfortunately not my expertise in this sort of situation. I mean, a curse is a relatively easy thing to deal with, but this is a bit out of my wheelhouse. You see his little clawed hand fumbling for one of the books near him as he sort of flips through as he's still trying to keep eye contact with you, hoping something will call out to him. I think I may know someone who does deal in exactly what you're going through. He sort of mumbles it under his breath quickly, like he's a little ashamed to associate.
I guess Helena would hadn't sat down yet, but they will like just sort of slump into a nearby chair, I guess, just as a sort of. I thought it would be a little easier to do it here, resolve here, but any information would be very useful.
Yeah, nods. Let me work some things. Let me work some things. He wanders over to the odd spherical object in the room and starts sort of like pushing dials in different directions and kind of doing a lean back and kind of just poking at things. You don't really follow what he's doing, but he's manipulating this machine in some manner.
I'll take a furtive glance, and if I notice the wizard is busy, I'll keep rummaging for more magical stuff.
All right. Let's do another. Give me another Arcana.
Oh wow!
19
wow,
again.
indeed.
Wow.
Nice.
You find a particular bauble that just pleases the eye. While it is a teardrop shaped cut gem, it almost looks like mercury in that shape. You see this sort of liquid ripple going through it the entire time. Every time you give a little bit of a shake, it just seems to ripple like water. You do not directly get a strong sense of what it is, but you know you really like it. Oh, it's just that would look really good around your neck, you feel.
I think I'll keep rummaging for some kind of chain for it. These are my just rewards for my exemplary performance in the accelerated course.
Are you saying that out loud?
Out loud in my head, but not out loud.
Okay.
Do you have the right microphone input on OBS?
While everyone is distracted, Kiwi is gonna very quietly walk over to the pipe organ that is there in the room, and she is going to wait until she feels that there's a at least relatively dramatic moment, and then just basically smash all the keys.
Considering what we're talking about, I feel like that's going to happen very soon.
Okay. The headmaster had just glanced over to Helena and he goes, yes, exactly. No, it's perfect. No, yes, exactly. Yes, okay. I know how we can solve your problem. And at that exact moment, Kiwi wails on this pipe organ. Give me a performance check, Kiwi.
14, which is way better than I expected.
It's way better than anyone expected.
Yep.
If that's high enough for Kiwi to have hit the right pitch, Ursula will turn around and start singing something eerily similar to, but legally distinct from, Point of No
Here we
Return.
go.
Sure enough, you spot a couple keys that really look like they would have fun together if you just wailed on them, and you get a solid bum bum bum.
Nice.
Just looking over, just like rolling the glove back on after noticing everyone suddenly just just didn't ignore. So what's perfect? What have you found?
Oh well, I'll show you. I'll show you. He wanders over to one of his desks and pulls out a scroll of paper and starts scribbling onto it.
Peering over his shoulder as he's writing. Like, just,
It is very much goblin chicken scratch. The pen is held in the hand. It's not. He's muttering as he scrawls through.
I will say that when Kiwi played the piano or the organ thing, Thuldrum just kind of like he looks over from the potions area and puts everything that he's doing down, and he walks over to Kiwi. What are you doing?
I'm pushing buttons.
No. And he kind of goes into teacher mode and he's like, that's not how you do it. Here, I'll show you. And he just starts to kind of teach her basic piano method.
She will follow along.
You know you're gonna have to do a performance roll for this. I'm giving you
Dang
advantage
it.
just because I didn't see this coming.
Okay.
I'll help them out. I'll sing whatever key they play.
Oh yes, you know.
This is the musical
oh.
episode now.
Performance. Where are you at?
I'm
There
trying
it
to have
is.
a moment here, people. Come on.
Wow, that is a crit. Well then, I have fat fingers. That's my excuse.
Wait,
That's a goose egg right there.
Yeah.
I was
when you
wow.
when you come in to show Kiwi how it's done, you're when you jut a hand out to strike the keys, you really more poke Kiwi in the eye as you're reaching for the organ.
Oh, sorry, little one. I don't know. I don't know where my head's at.
I am not one of the buttons.
My apologies. And he kind of
You gonna try again?
yeah, he blushes just kind of beat red, realizing like, and he kind of shakes his head like, what the hell is wrong with me? And we're gonna try again. Let's see.
Please get
All
it.
right, that's better.
Significantly better with no goblin eye gouging on this maneuver.
All right. Nice.
You start going over a pentatonic scale, and
Nice.
I'm gonna say with that roll, Kiwi seems able to follow it. It's intuitive. You're taking a good time, and you are teaching. While you are doing this, our headmaster has sort of stopped his writing and glanced over and observing Thuldrum with his student.
Ah, yes, that's perfect now, Kiwi. Now, just remember your hand placement and your fingers, and you should be fine. It'll all become muscle memory eventually.
It is.
Is
It
it
is impressive.
inappropriate to lick it?
I mean, it's not contemporary to use one's tongue to play an organ, but reinventing the wheel has not been out of the ordinary, so I say go for it.
It's not hers. She can't just. We're guests here. Come on.
He waves a hand. No, it's fine. I licked an organ too.
Kiwi proceeds to lick from one side all the way across the top row, and then from the other side all the way across the bottom row.
A little part of Ursula just died inside.
Yeah.
Just watching music.
It's he kind of looks over at Helena, and he's like it's important not to stifle students' creative expression, and he kind of shrugs.
Yeah.
After she's done licking the keys, she'll just go back to playing the scales she was taught.
The headmaster is nodding his head every time Tholdrum seems to be speaking. He then looks back up to Helena. So, how did you decide to come to me with your concerns?
I was just.
There are plenty of healers and clerics out in the world that most would approach first.
Well, if most would approach first, I've already tried. I was hoping someone of more scholarly or academic knowledge would have a better chance of figuring out this mess.
Again, a soft frown on his face. This family situation is not particularly well known in the scholarly pursuits. Such magics are certainly not permitted in practice in normal academia. We, have theories that there's a bit of knowledge we have, but generally it's definitely avoided at all costs. But again, don't you worry. I think we can help you. Yeah. Proceeds to go back to his writing, but still every once in a while just kind of glancing over his shoulder towards Tholdrum.
Just looking at Tholdrum. I think you have a fan, Tholdrum.
Tholdrum just kind of like looks over, and he nods his head to the headmaster, and then he taps his forehead. He's like, "Oh, right, of course. We're here for a reason." And he straightens his robes and everything and walks over to where Helena is. And he talks to the headmaster. So, headmaster, it seems we got distracted, and we actually, all of us have come here for one very important reason.
I imagine graduation is not that reason.
Not in particular, no. You see, we didn't exactly have any other choice to go through the tower in order to speak to you, so we have to do that, and here we are, so we need to speak to you.
Here I am. Please.
Well, it's best if I show you. And he kind of holds his staff in front of him and flicks the slot open with the seed and points the seed towards him. Do you know what this is?
He glances at it and he reaches little clawed fingers to pluck it out. Are you gonna react or are you gonna let him?
I kind of pulls it away. I wouldn't touch it. It has very adverse effects. Please, just by looking at it, do you know what this is?
He nods his head, pulls his hand back. Who was it? He seems now a little concerned about your presences here.
It was the bard.
Yes, it was Tandem.
Tandem the knife.
He is leaning back slightly. You see his hand sort of gripping the staff just a little tighter.
We did not hurt him, if that's your worry. We received this item after helping him out of a spot of trouble he had got himself into. We helped him with his debtors.
He had a lot of gambling debts, and we got him out of it, and then he flew off on his ship. But of course, he gave us this seed as a reward.
Your explanation just seems to immediately work with him. I'm not even going to make you roll for it. He knows exactly. Yeah. Sets the staff back down to where he was. Yes. I'm surprised. None of you have. He makes the motion of taking it in.
None of us have taken upon ourselves to use the seed. Is that what you mean?
Yes.
Oh no. If our hunches are correct, and by hunch I mean the guidance of a certain magical map, you are the wielder of such a seed as well. Am I mistaken in that assumption?
He shakes it. You are not.
So then you know the allure that these seeds had.
Allure is a deceiving word, I feel. They're not false promises. It simply shows you what you can be. And what he kind of does a proud hand. What you will be.
Okay, interesting. So we come here from the Green Tongue because we came across a strange village saying basically that the magic had been sapped from the forest. And so we're here because we want to get that magic back to the forest.
That was that was so long ago. Yeah.
Do you remember your experience in the Green Tongue? What exactly happened?
We had
Tandem was very big.
we had found something out there. I had worked some rituals and noticed a great source of magic in those woods. And we approached it with that intent to take the magic, and we, again, his eyes are just 1,000-yard stare. We took it.
You took. So.
You just took it, just to. You didn't even consider what taking it would do.
Or how?
You took the magic from that forest.
I considered all the good I could do with the magic.
You considered your own purpose. You didn't consider the fact that the forest would suffer for it.
Oh, fate is laying into him.
Yeah. One of his ears is cocked down, and he waves a hand towards the floor as if motioning to the school, the area below. All of this is because of that magic we took.
Because of your arrogance.
Ooh.
He does.
Uldrim just kind of like looks at her like, girl.
Wounded. I am wounded. I'm kidding. It was with the best intentions. We've been able to create great wizards here.
At the cost of that forest.
Uldrim just kind of like puts his hand up to Feda and like puts his hand on her shoulder. Like, it's okay. Like, let me figure this out. How did you take the magic?
We
Tandem
didn't
mention the beast. Your stories already seem they don't match up a little. Tandem mentioned the beast, a creature.
He nods. There was indeed a fight. Tandem may make colorful tales, but they are true. We found the source of the magic, and it was a great creature. And we fought for, days, I would say. But we did best it finally, and we claimed the prize.
Did you know about the prize that you would receive if you bested this creature? Did you know what you would receive going into that forest?
No, not directly. We were able to suss that there was a great source of power there, and we were all young adventurers, not unlike yourselves.
And you never came across a strange village?
Shakes his head. No village there.
All right. Well, it has come to our behest that though you have used this magic for good intentions, it has been put upon us that we return that magic. So I ask you humbly, dear headmaster, and he puts his hand out, would you please give us the seed?
He looks up at you. He's definitely crestfallen from having to explain himself. This is probably someone who's been revered for the last 100-odd years. And this is the first time he's ever had to account for his actions.
You go, Feta.
Yeah.
She's not happy.
He
I don't know if that was clear.
He looks up at Tholdrum. Will you make a bargain with me? Will you make a deal with me?
He glances over at everyone else.
Ursula's like, oh, don't do it.
Don't agree until you
I
know
mean,
what
it can't
Or
be
give a
as
fake name.
it can't be as bad as the bard, right?
I don't know what you did for him. I wasn't.
Really low
We did
bar.
nothing. We just had a civil conversation with the Deaditors and convinced them to go away.
That's totally what happened. 100%.
That's legit. Not incriminating ourselves.
Tell me what it is, and we'll consider.
He gives a sigh. Have you ever seen a 200-year-old goblin?
Not 200 years old, no.
You're looking at one.
Wow. What's that like?
When we found the seeds, time stopped for us. I'm just as young as I was the day we found it. And I know that if I give this to you, my clock will start again, and my time will be short.
Do you not have a successor?
Hopefully, I'm looking at one.
Tholdrum just kind of like totally beat red in bashful embarrassment. Like, I don't know what to say.
You would be invited to the school. Take the time to properly study magics, and we will work to get you where you need to be to be a teacher, and maybe take over for me.
And this would be my new home.
Someone needs to be here.
Tholdrum literally is just. I mean, me myself right now, I'm dumbstruck, to be honest. But Tholdrum is dumbstruck and just kind of looks at everybody else for their reaction.
When would he have to take over? It can't be instantaneous.
No.
Yeah.
that would do no one any good. When you have righted our wrongs, I suppose.
How much longer? You said you wouldn't have much longer in this world after we take the seed. How much longer would you have?
Well, I'd like to lie to myself and say another 200 years. But,
Wouldn't we all?
well, it's hard to do the math, but I'm sure I got a couple years left in these bones.
He kind of sighs heavily, sort of like fully understanding the weight of everything he's feeling, as well as the offer that he is being given to him. Well, I certainly have a long way to go as myself as a wizard, and I guess I don't really have much of a choice. I accept your offer.
Ursula has been flailing her arms and mouthing, "Do it."
Do
This
it.
conversation.
Yeah, if you looked at Fada, she'd be going,
Like Helena just leaning over the goblin.
And I kind of or Tholdrum just kind of smirks and turns back towards the headmaster. So after we right the wrongs, and we finish our quests, hopefully I will not be too late in my return to have some guidance from you.
I will try not to do anything stupid to myself until you return.
You're a wizard. That's all wizards do.
We have a bonded word. He extends his little hand up to yours.
Aye, a bonded word, and shakes his hand.
Very good. It'll be weird to get old. Kind of pause over it. All right. I'm pretty sure the tower won't collapse into the ocean.
That's what I was saying. I knew it.
Also, Velvet was right. This is my anime arc.
We're hitting the climax of You Say Run just about now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Doesn't this tower have self-fulfilling magic? Like it'll hold on its own, right?
Yeah.
I don't like that.
It was 170 years ago that we got this thing up. I don't remember. He goes back to the scroll on the table, seeming to continue to work on it.
All right. He kind of looks at everyone else. Well, I think we'll be all right. I think we'll be fine.
Yeah,
Maybe if-
while you guys have been having this super serious conversation, Kiwi is now over at the potions tables.
Oh no.
don't drink anything. Don't
Kiwi, listen to Helena, please.
look, don't touch.
If you look at
Yeah.
Ursula, she's like,
Kiwi
Fada's
just
preparing a healing spell.
Kiwi puts down whatever she's been playing with and takes 2 steps back.
It's very, very dangerous concoctions.
He eventually seems to finish writing on the scroll and rolls it up and just kind of with flips in the air and it just sort of dissipates out of his fingers. And gives a wink over to Helena.
So I believe Tandem the Knife, he sort of materialized a instrument out of his hand and it then bequeathed the seed to us. Is that sort of the same as what you're to be expected to do?
He goes, sort of. And he hooks up his gums, and you notice from all of the sharp white teeth, there is one oddly shaped green jutting out the side.
Uh,
With his
oh,
thumb and
that's
his
a
finger, he begins pulling this seed out from his jaw.
that's a safe place to keep something. Usually I see people with gold teeth, but that's a new one.
I was gonna say I expected conversations with wizards to be like pulling teeth. I was almost proven wrong.
Ah,
Never forget, you can taste magic.
That's what I was.
We didn't need to tell
It's
Kiwi
true!
that.
It's so true!
Did not need that.
I've been trying to be like, hey!
Oh
You
no.
guys don't
Everyone
realize this
was
is
like,
a goblin
"Oh,
trait. This
yeah.
is
No.
something
oh yeah, yeah.
I was waiting for
Everyone
that. That's-
knows that a goblin can taste magic.
Oh
lore
my
now.
lord.
Oh,
Yeah.
Gobble wisdom.
He gives it
oh.
a brush on his sleeve for as cleanly as that might be, but then hands it your direction, Thuldrum.
Ah, yes. And he kind of there's like a he kind of takes out a piece of like cloth from his coats and like holds it out to not touch the seed. Go ahead and just place it right there.
Plops it down in there.
And he's like quickly ties it up and puts it in his robes.
Helena's just pensively looking around to make sure the tower hasn't collapsed yet. Just.
He doesn't even seem to acknowledge the concept. He's there just kind of tonguing at the hole that's there now. So, yeah, sits in his chair, sort of, you can tell there's a light contemplation in the back of his head. There are some things that he did not expect to have to think about that are now rolling in the back of his mind. Where will you go from here?
Well, it seems that we are being led to the mountains.
Towards Ark's Crown? He kind of has to pause a moment while he adjusts where north should be. There.
Yes,
Looks perplexed that he didn't know right off the bat.
Yes, precisely. If we are to collect the remaining seed, then we must, or seeds rather, I don't know how many there are, then we must be heading towards there.
He nods. Let me think what I can do to help you. And as he pensively ponders that, we're going to go ahead and hop into a break.
Yeah.
All right, welcome back. We had left. We were discussing our next course of action. Well, I'm saying we. You were discussing your next course of action. I just want to be part of the team.
You are part of the team.
An omniscient part of the team.
The reason for the team.
You mentioned.
Sorry.
You mentioned heading to the mountains to the north to him, and he nods a bit. Ark's Crown, yes. Have you been?
Nope.
Oh,
Not personally. We're quite new to this island, actually.
So far above sea level, who would want to go there?
No one. It's a frozen hell, an absolute wasteland. No one in their right mind would go there.
You mean there's no mountain dwarves here?
Not in that frigid hellscape.
Oh, cold. Oh no.
Well, it's a good thing I know fire magic.
Yes. I would suggest you invest in a bit more appropriate attire.
Very.
I like the
very-
cold.
I have a question.
Of course.
The mountainy place that you're talking about, when you say it's cold, do you mean like there's white stuff covering it and it's just like, eh?
He nods sympathetically, like he knows your dislike.
I've had a dream about that.
Hmm.
A dream?
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's odd that you're here now. It's odd that you've been part of any of this. So it stands to reason. More odd things will definitely be around you.
Okay.
Thordrum kind of like perks up a little bit because he remembered his own dream. On that note, maybe you could decipher this. My own dream that I've been having has been reoccurring. It's just an endless spiral staircase.
Well, yeah, kind of waves his hands. The general. I would say it's the pursuit of knowledge.
Well, that's true. We can't hope to know everything, and it's just a constant chase in that matter.
He nods, does the sage nod.
Well then. If that's all, then we best be on our way.
Yes, of course. I imagine I can. He cracks his little claw fingers. Give you a bit of a hand with that.
Before we leave, I actually have a sort of follow-up question to my
Please.
previous personal questions. These seeds, could they help?
I can't pretend to understand them entirely, despite my many years of trying to suss out the mystery of them. But if anything could help your situation, I would certainly think this would be a good start.
Yeah, well, thank you.
Can we keep the hat?
Of course you can.
Yay!
He motions over to that chest of gold that Ursula has been rummaging through.
I like moved like a good feet or two away from it, but I have not moved.
You just do the
from
side
that
step.
spot. Yeah.
Oh, what, this?
Before we do leave, actually, is there anything, considering I eventually will be adopting this school, is there anything important that I need to know right now?
Well, I suppose you should know when classes start. You don't get to
Yes.
start right at the top of this tower.
Yes, that would be good. I guess I should go through the actual classes.
He nods like, yes, you will.
I'm sure you'll be great at them.
Oh yes.
I have no doubt you'll excel quite rapidly.
Does that mean I don't have to go through 18 years of studying?
I thought it was 12.
It-
I thought it was 18.
At least test out of the basic stuff.
Yes, can I do that? Can I test out of the basics?
No.
Seems like that. He kind of turns to Feta. Seems like that old curmudgeon was right. I'm talking about the principal.
Wait,
Through the tower again?
you were talking to Stroob? Oh, don't listen to that man.
Stroob? Stroob? Did he give us
He's
his
not-
name?
He's not
Yeah.
pretending to be the principal, is he?
Oh,
He
He
very
said
much
he's
is.
the
He's-
intern principal.
Yes.
Oh dear.
He really wanted us to take 12 years of classes.
Oh, and I want you to as well, but
He was convinced that I think he was convinced we were going to die in the towers.
Yeah.
yeah, we
Oh, that's a good point. I want to rub it in his face.
there's a secret. No one really dies in the tower.
But
Well, that's a good thing.
Didn't we
charred
see-
corpses
Yeah.
and skeletons and
They are not real.
Are you serious? That was all a facade.
Well,
I knew I
yes, of
should have looked
course.
at those.
Oh, I feel so foolish. Okay.
Real quick, if Helena had did not did that inspection of those skeletons, and I was so grateful he rolled so low. On
I know, I knew. Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, oh, bet you if I rolled high enough.
I was like,
It's not
Helene
real.
already
I
looked
had
at
to keep that one in.
But the lightning and it all seemed so real and threatening.
Smell.
It's presentation.
That was the point. It's these students, they they spend years in the classroom. They have it all in theory, but it's how you keep your head in the situation.
So what would have happened if we failed?
You wouldn't have passed, and you wouldn't have made it up here.
But we wouldn't have died?
Oh no.
Okay.
It's intermediate classes, I assume.
Cool.
You might want to talk
Yes.
to your intern principal there.
There's enough. Well, we have to build it up. We can't just say, "Oh, it's fine. You're gonna go through. It's all fake."
Well, no.
What kind of test is that for the students?
I see where you're coming
Okay.
from. Yeah.
I just love that Feta has so many criticisms for this guy.
Criticism for this guy.
I mean, that's
very
the way it's gotta
salty.
be. It's like having your voice crack mid aria. You'll never live it down.
Oh my god. Perfect.
Oh, right then. Well, after we are done with our quests, be sure that I will be fully ready and donning my robes for a new session of classes.
He nods. Make sure you're on time.
Well,
You never-
punctuality is not a dwarf's strong suit, but I will try.
On time is 5 minutes early, Tholdrum.
Right.
15. You never. That's the theater part of me going,
Well,
no.
Ursula's
15.
on Ursula time, so.
Valid. You never told him when classes actually started.
When he returns, they start immediately.
Okay. Hard to be
Oh,
late
so
then.
it's- yeah.
Exactly.
A wizard is never late. He arrives precisely when he means to.
Thank you. I'm so happy.
grab a bit of treasure. Grab some gold. Buy yourself something warm. Trust me. He again motions over to that chest, just lying there.
I'm gonna search the chest.
I will immediately fill my hat with
I'm gonna-
gold.
Huey's like scampering over to like
I'm gonna
pretend to dive into it.
Okay, bad idea, but I want to see what it does.
Athletics check on that kiwi.
Oh, dokie. I pushed the. Oh, there it goes. 17.
17.
Pretty elegantly, you make your way into the
Swan dive.
into the horde. There's you're able to
Another
just
yeet.
have that gold pieces just roll off you as you dive in there.
When in doubt,
Yes.
yeet.
Just
I assume you spit out a fountain of coins out of your mouth, like a la Scrooge
she's-
McDuck.
Her like ears are sticking up out of it like a shark fin,
Sure.
and then she's just moving around. So there's just like her ears like a fin going back and forth.
It's such a delightful mental image.
How much would warm clothing actually cost? Do you know?
No, I generally don't wear clothes unless I'm aware students are coming.
Okay, we should
Which-
also
Wait,
get some...
is he in a bathrobe, not a wizard's
No,
robe?
no, it's a beautiful robe.
Okay.
He had warning.
Which he probably was naked before we got here, just to
don't-
point that
Yep.
out.
I don't want to think about it.
Kiwi just pops up. That's
Sky
just
clad.
a goblin thing.
We should also get enough for health potions.
This is
Go on, go
um
on, help yourselves.
Tholdrum is going to search the chest for any valuable magical items or even magic scrolls of any kind.
Gems.
Give me
Gems.
that Arcana check.
Boop, 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 boop.
So suddenly realize Ursula's a lot more sparkly.
18.
I am going to say you find a coin that definitely stands out from the rest of them. It looks weathered and aged, and while most of the coins in this are, of that standard minted print, this one's different. It's a lot thicker. It doesn't look as precise as the other ones.
Rand, that's thick with how many C's?
At least 2
Oof.
coin. And it does seem to have a not that you're immediately familiar with, but it clearly looks to be perhaps an old dwarfish runic script on it.
I
It
feel
may
like
take
I would.
you a little bit of time to translate it,
Oh, okay.
but it definitely calls out to you.
He kind of flips it over in his fingers a little bit, and then plops it in his robe pocket.
All right.
This feels like some sort of grab bag.
Just,
It's like when you leave the dentist as a kid.
oh my god. Just big scoop. Are there any gems in there?
Are there any gems in there?
Mm-hmm.
There are gems in there.
Magical. I'm gonna take as many as I can.
Give me an Arcana.
Oh boy. Please don't mess anything up when I click over to this. Oh, Arcana. That's a good modifier.
12.
12. Okay, cool.
There are 2 that seem to call out to you. You can't tell which one it really is. There is what looks to be a fair-sized ruby, and the other seems to be a diamond, but just a softest sky blue tint to it.
Ooh.
It's between these 2. You don't really know which one, but you're drawn to those 2.
Can I take them both?
You certainly could.
Hell yeah. I'm gonna do that and just 2 handfuls of gold and be like, okay, I think I'm good.
He's smiling, watching all of you, just going wild in this chest. Always my favorite part when they come up here. They're so excited.
I am going to expedite this process and cast Detect Magic to try and find something magical.
Yeah.
Just as a reminder, we can do that.
I thought about it and then I didn't.
You're like it's like we're in the top of Magical Tower and no one's detecting magic.
And everything's magic.
Treasure chest.
Yeah, I mean, come on. It's just gonna.
I know, but
It's gonna be static on static. You're not gonna.
if I can focus in on something.
You
I'd like random things to see if they were magic.
Please don't.
If you get electrocuted, I'm not going to kill you.
I'm starting to come around as licking being a valid form of identifying things.
It very much is, yes.
Let's test that later.
Helena, you find a very interesting. You get glimpses of various magics in there. Nothing calls out so much as this odd, thick hooped earring. It looks pearlescent. It looks like it's shaped out of pearl, but obviously a pearl doesn't shape and bend that way. That by touch, that seems to be what the material would be.
It's not really my style, but it's certainly interesting. I'll just keep it in a pocket for now.
While Kiwi is like swimming through there, does she find anything?
Just licking everything.
Oh gosh.
Kiwi, in your hunt, not even particularly looking for magic at this point. What you do find is a very beautiful gold tooth cap.
Whoa.
There's, it seems to be ivory around it and just intricate knot work that just surrounds this cap for a tooth. Long spot, probably fit for a goblin or perhaps a smaller troll.
Oh yeah, no, it's already on my teeth.
Oh my god.
You don't even realize you grabbed it. You just pop out.
Like, kung.
You just Pac-Man did. You were swimming around with your mouth open.
Just eating
As
all
soon
the
as she
gold.
realizes it is a tooth cap, she's just like, "Okay."
Helena will also grab 20 gold, by the way, just
Okay.
just in case.
Yeah, Kiwi's gonna take 15 gold and like climb out. of
I
the-
appreciate
of the gold
your
chest.
modesty when Ursula is just
Yeah.
I am.
No, just,
loaded pockets of this.
right. It's like a little girl that gets into like mom's jewelry cabinet. There's like 10 necklaces, like a bunch of mismatched earrings.
I was thinking it was the Halloween help yourself bowl.
Would Fada know how much a health potion is?
I'm gonna say you have a good idea.
She would take enough to get at least 2.
All right, that's fair. I'm
And some
gonna
more.
be generous and say you can take more than enough for some health potions.
Okay.
I'm genuinely telling you, I will walk out of there with as much as I can physically carry.
It's amazing.
In fact, I'll copy the Helena method and use the detect magic for like one last trust the
Just
heart of the
one
cards
last grab bag.
from the
That's the
bottom.
heart of the cards.
I'm gonna say by this point you seem to have plucked everything magic out of there.
Fair.
There's still various, beautiful brooches and necklaces and bangles and bracelets and
Fulgrim's just kind of gonna look at it again and be like, it'll be here when I get back.
Yes.
Damn.
Fair play.
Straight up.
That's fair. My God.
as you finish your looting is such a strong word.
That's what it was.
We earned this treasure.
You earned it. You
Yeah.
earned it. It was given freely.
Even though the danger we were in was not dangerous at all.
This is the apology for
The
that.
mind killer.
No, we perceived it as dangerous. That's dangerous enough.
That's right.
Hmm.
Well, you're welcome to hang around here for a bit, or check out the school below. If you're prepared. He kind of stops a moment and like just holds his little clawed hand out, and all of a sudden, a very similar scroll just reappears in his hand. And he opens it up. Good news, he says to Helena. He will find you. So you can stay here and visit the school, or I can send you on your way to the mountains.
Perhaps
He? Who is he?
Oh, you'll know him when you see him.
Oh boy.
I'm tired.
Fulgrim kind of Fulgrim looks over to Helena. Did I miss something?
Yes, but it's fine.
Ah, I see. Well, perhaps we should buy some warmer clothes before we set out. Would you possibly be able to meet us when we're finished?
Oh, yes.
Of course.
It's as to transport us. I mean,
Yes, of course. I'll take you wherever you need to go.
How do we get back in touch with you? Because according to the guy downstairs, we have to come up the tower.
There will be means now that you've been up here.
Cool.
all right. Do you know the best place to buy the clothes that we're searching for and the supplies that we need?
He nods. I have a pretty good idea. I can take you if you're ready.
Is everybody ready?
I'm good
Yeah.
to go.
Yeah.
All right. I think we're ready.
All right. Within a moment's flash, you are out of that room and you are miles and miles away
I
from
had,
the
Oh.
school.
had a
Oh,
moment
boy.
there.
And with that, we are going to end here.
Oh.
Where is that on the main map?
You will have to look at the main map to see.
Yeah. Making me do work.
That's right.
Oh my
Thank you
God.
all so very much for joining us tonight.
And for your
It was
patience.
an absolute blast. And thanks to all of our players, the awesome Bree, making
Yes,
this
thank
ship
you.
run.
Thank you, Bree.
Did an
Don't
amazing
let it
job.
sink.
Thank you so much.
Joe Runner.
Don't let it sink. Okay.
We are going to be gone next weekend, but when we return, something special, something amazing. I don't want to start the hype train here, but it's probably going to be the greatest thing you've ever experienced.
Dun dun
I'm
dun.
You don't
excited.
have to start it. It already left the
that should have
station.
been from Kiwi.
It's got no brakes.
I wonder whose anime arc is next.
Thank you, everyone. Have a great night, Wild Ones.
Have a good night, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.